All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Sorry about that. We had technical difficulties. For those who don't know me, I'm Tanis Goulet, Presidential Diamond Leader, and I'm hosting this Zoom tonight with some other beautiful ladies, Jackie and Chelsea. We're going to go over some great things tonight just to get May just really get going for everybody, right? We have lots of successful tips that we're going to go over, basically how to be super successful in your business and what you should be doing. I know everybody works their business a little bit differently, and the great thing about Jackie, Chelsea, and I, we all kind of run our business a little bit differently. So I would love for Miss Jackie Z to just introduce herself and share a little bit about her story, and then Chelsea, and then we'll get going.
Sure. Thanks, Tanis. Great introduction. My name's Jackie Zaichalka, Presidential Diamond Leader. I've been with It Works now for 4.5 years, going to be 5 years this summer. So super excited about that. I love my journey with It Works. Before I got started, I was a factory worker, and then I also got into direct sales. I was with a home party company for 6.5 years, and really life changed with It Works. Like, life changed dramatically when I started this business, and I've met more incredible people, and there's so many things I want to share and share with you guys. And I would never know any of you guys without this business. So I'm grateful every single day for the people that this business has put into my life. So thanks, Tanis.
Yay. And you know what, Jackie and I were talking about that earlier. I wouldn't have known Jackie and if I hadn't joined how I joined. So Chelsea, are you there? Thanks, Jackie.
I am. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Hey guys, I am Chelsea Cooper, Triple Diamond Leader with It Works Global. I have been in the business. July will be 2 years, so it's pretty awesome. Typical college student. I'm a 28-year-old college student, but typical college student, I changed majors quite a bit. I ended up getting my degree in psychology. Health and wellness has always been in my background. I've been a personal trainer for 6 years. Currently still in school, getting my broadcast communications degree. And I kind of just, I never really knew what I wanted out of life. I just knew I wanted to help people and do so in a broad spectrum. So I waited and I watched for 6 to 7 months. Tanis, she's been a friend of mine for 10 years, actually. Her husband used to play hockey here in Pensacola. So essentially this business actually brought us back together because we saw each other for the first time in 10 years on the It Works cruise that we both earned. So it was pretty awesome to rekindle that friendship and that relationship. But yeah, I watched her for 6 or 7 months and I said, this girl's doing it the right way. How do I do that? I educated myself and I took a dive into network marketing and I never looked back. Hit the ground running from day one and just started taking notes. And I said from the get-go, I said, I'm going to do this and I'm going to be a top earner, and just stayed positive the whole time. So it's been a true blessing for sure. And it's changed our lives.
Aw, awesome, Chelsea. Thanks so much. Yeah, Chelsea rocking her business. She went triple diamond in March. And yeah, I'm super proud of her and just everybody on my team right now. A little bit about me, you guys. I joined just over 2 years ago. I had watched someone on Facebook. I was super skeptical, but I was like, you know what, this girl just kept doing so great. I was sick and tired of working for someone else. So after mat leave, I told my husband, I said, I'm doing this. We were never getting ahead in life. We were, living paycheck to paycheck, and it was tough. Finances was not good. We were fighting. I was sick and tired of that. So I decided that this was going to happen for us, and I had to get to Diamond. I was chatting about this earlier with Jackie, like, I jumped into this business and I had to make it happen because we needed it financially. And so, I know everybody joins for different reasons, but for me, it's been truly life-changing because I'm a different person now. I was depressed. I was lost. I just was working at a job just because, we think that we're supposed to work 9 to 5 for the rest of our life and live to the weekend, right? And I was sick of that. Now we're completely debt free, and it's crazy. It's just crazy what this business can do for you when you really decide what you want. So I'm super excited about this call tonight. Jackie, Chelsea, and I were chatting earlier, and we want to go over some key things with everybody just to get your businesses, rocking and rolling for May, because May is like the month. It's a super exciting month. I remember 2 years ago exactly, I went diamond, and it was going into May is super exciting because, right now we have this promo. I think it ends tonight. Does the promo end tonight? with the, yeah. Yeah, we want to go over compensation plan, charting, how to work social media, what works for us. I know how I work my business. I'm excited to hear from Jackie and Chelsea and everybody else how they work their business. Because the beauty about this business is you can work it any way you want. Social media, wrap parties, one-on-ones, getting people on the phone. So I love meeting new people. I'm huge on social media, and I had no idea what I was doing when I joined. I had no idea. I'd never done anything like this before. And then when I realized the huge potential of this business, I just got to work. I asked my uplines. I went to Jackie and Steph, and I was like, okay, what do I need to do? What do I need to do to be successful? You really want to be a self-starter. You have to decide what you want and take action, right? So, Jackie, do you want to share a little bit about, just about what we chatted about with earlier?
Sure. I'm just a little confused because
yeah,
I have the It Works thing says the promo's on from the 1st till the 8th, and other people are saying the 7th. So I'm confused if it's the 8th or the 7th. We should get that figured out.
It's for France and Europe for the 8th. 7 is for us.
And so 7 is in the US and 8 is for everyone else?
In Europe.
Yeah.
Europe is until the 8th, and for us is until the 7 midnight. And for them, it's like on the 8th at, I guess it's 11 a.m. or something.
Okay. That's
yeah, it's always like that. But
so
it's always like that.
Confused, right?
I know, we are.
Thanks, Caroline.
Yes, I appreciate that. Thank you. Because mine says the 8th. So I'm glad that we talked about this because that's interesting to know that. Sorry, Tanis, what did you want me to speak on?
I thought it'd be great if how we discussed a little bit about, your story and how your first year was and, talking about the compensation plan and, Sure. And I know Chelsea wants to go talk about some things, and then I thought everybody could ask questions or share their stories.
For sure. Okay. Well, my first year in the business, I think was really interesting. So a little bit about how I got started is a friend of mine, Cynthia, started doing this business. She heard about it in October and got going. And then she had a launch party in February. And of course, I'm going to go out and support my friends, especially in this industry. I've been in this industry for a while, so I'm always keen to support other people that are growing their businesses. And I was really curious about it. And I was like you said, Tanis, you were saying you were a little depressed before you started this business. I felt really lost. And anytime you're feeling a little bit lost and you don't know what your direction is, you tend to feel a little bit depressed and a little bit frustrated and things like that. So I was definitely in that place where, yes, I was with a different company, but I was certainly knew that I didn't have a future with them, and I was kind of over things. And so I kind of was feeling the same way. I was frustrated, feeling lost, feeling depressed. And so my girlfriend found this company online, started telling me a little bit about it, and I was like, that doesn't work. You're a sucker. You know what I mean? And so I had to see it for myself. So again, she had her launch party. I had to go out there for 2 reasons: A, to support her, and B, because I was skeptical. So you got to remember that a lot of people that are coming to your parties and your presentations are also going to be skeptical. And so I went, and when she started talking about how the products were plant-based and they had no fillers, and she started to talk about the integrity of the products, I started to listen because she's speaking my language at that point. And I was like, okay, actually this company looks really cool. Maybe it is a great product, even though I kind of took the two things separately. I'm like, it's either going to look really good and be chemical filled kind of product, or it's going to look all boring and paper baggish and be natural. And the reality of it is that It Works knows enough to know that they need to have clean, beautiful products, and they also need to have cool packaging. So I learned how advanced the company was when I started to hear about these little things about how the integrity of the products and where they were made and what they do for the human body. So I started to become more curious, and that's really what got it for me. And then when I seen the results, my best friend had on her tummy. So I went with my girlfriend, Nancy. She had had twins about 6 or 7 years before we went to this party, and her results the next day is what really blew my mind. I couldn't believe it because Nancy was in great shape. She had beautiful abs, but she always had this little extra pocket of skin, this little pancake that hung over the front of her pants. And no matter how hard she worked out, no matter what she did, she always had this little flabby piece of skin. And so the next day it was gone. like it was gone. And I was like, what? And so I got really excited, and I, you know, really, I honestly, if somebody would have asked me close, like right around that, if Cynthia would have followed up with me or anything like that, I probably would have been ready to start the business at that point. But because she didn't follow up with me, I thought, well, okay, fine, it's not meant to be. And I just sat back and I watched. And what happened is that Cynthia started to really grow her business. And I remember thinking, if this girl can make, you know, $5,000 a month in the next maybe 2 years, then, you know, maybe I'll look into this business. Well, little did I know is that It Works does things completely different. And like, she was making $11,000 in her first, I think 10, 11 months in the business. And that happened around the middle of summer. And that's when I kind of like found out that she was making $10,000 a month. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you just got started. And so I was like, I need to know more about this. So that's when I started to really ask some serious questions. I started to understand the compensation plan. I started to understand the products, and I got really excited. And I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm excited. I'm ready to get started. And I decided that day that I signed up that I was going to do everything she told me to do, because she was making $11,000 and I wasn't, and I wanted to be. So I was like, okay, I'll do whatever you tell me to do, because I want to be where you're at. And so that was the beginning of my business. And I wanted to speak one thing about my husband at this point too, because I know that there are different husbands and everybody has a different take on this business and everything like that. But like the day I signed up for this business, my husband came home from work and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot to tell you, because I normally would have phoned him at work. And I was just like, I signed up for another business. And he said to me, oh babe, as long as you're happy, I'm happy. And that was all he said to me. He's like, if you're happy, I'm happy. He knew I was depressed. I was struggling. I was in a bad place. He knew that. So that being said, I got started on my journey, and I started a little bit slowly, or what I felt like was a little bit slow. And I wanted to use the product first. I remember using the wraps on the back of my leg, and I like with one wrap, I cut it in half. I lost 3/4 of an inch in the back of both my legs. And back when I got started, we used to talk inch loss all the time. That was normal for us. We don't really talk that way anymore. But I lost that 3/4 of an inch in both my legs. It stayed off all summer long. And I was like blown away. Like I was really excited about that. And so I started to just share what happened to me to other people, and they wanted to try it too. And so I came from the home party side of things. So I know that when you want to grow your business, Facebook really wasn't a big thing, 5 years ago. And I mean, it was, but it was just kind of more getting started. And I wasn't big on Facebook. I was a home party girl. So I was like, okay, I need to have parties. I need to get in front of people. And so I started to grow my business by inviting people over, having one-on-one appointments, and just practicing and putting the wrap on people and letting them see for themselves, and then just showing them how to order and offering them the opportunity. That's all I've ever done. I still, to this day, that's still what I do. And I was really intentional about it. I knew that I wanted to make a significant amount of money. And so I knew that I had to talk to a whole bunch of people really quickly. And so on my way to Diamond, there was a $10,000 bonus if I could get there in my first 3.5 months. And I partied. And I'm telling you, I booked parties. Sometimes people didn't show up to them. Sometimes it was just me and 2 of my neighbors. And then every once in a while, like I did one big party with my upline who came out and helped me out with it. And I had about 16 people there. And from the 16 people, I had a whole bunch of people sign up as customers, but I had 4 distributors sign up. Well, one of them I'd never seen again. She signed up and like disappeared, like total Houdini. Number 2 signed up. She was just my girlfriend and wanted to be a part of my team because we were friends. And the other 2 were Stephanie Ash, who's a double diamond leader, and the other one's Kat Zwiniak, who went presidential diamond. So it's interesting when you have your launch parties and what you do, you don't know in the moment what's going to happen. It took a couple of weeks for those girls to sign up after, but because I followed up with them and I made sure that I was connecting with them, they were ready to join my team. So, I did everything I could to learn about the products, the business, and I talked to as many people as possible. I remember sitting home on Friday night, which is totally not like me, and listening to YouTube videos of Denise talking and doing training. I was completely 100% obsessed with my business. I would go to bed thinking about it. I would get up in the morning thinking about it. And all I could think of is like, what can I do to grow my business today? And so, yeah, is that okay?
That's awesome. You know what? And I love that because, and you and I talked about this earlier, you have to be obsessed with this. Like you have to want it so bad. I mean, if you're just, working the days that you feel like it, and you're maybe working here and there and you wonder why nothing's really happening. Well, nothing's really happening because you're not really doing a lot, right? So, I mean, I know for me, Jackie, like I talked to you, like I had to go diamond. We were not in a good financial place. Like I had to make it happen. My husband wasn't super supportive in this business. He is now, but he wasn't super supportive. He's like, yeah, okay, yeah, but he wanted to see the dollar signs. Like he was like, he wanted to see the money. He wanted, like, guys don't always get it, right? And I want to prove a lot of people wrong. I'm a very competitive person. I was doing this for myself. I was doing it for my family, my daughter. You guys all know I have a little girl. And I was sick and tired of being the age I was at and having all this debt and just working for someone else, right? So I love that, Jackie, because you wanted to get to diamond, right? And I think everybody who's especially on this call right now, you're here for a reason. You care about your business. And your goal should be you want to get to diamond, right? Because that's when the compensation plan opens up. That's when you start making a really great income. Thank you, Jackie. Chelsea, do you want to share a little bit about your first year and how you got going right away?
Oh yeah, for sure. So after 6 or 7 months of waiting, I finally dove in. You know, I worked for Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, and I traveled as a narrator for the fastest car in the world, which is awesome. I got to stand in heels for 10 hours a day and talk on a microphone. I traveled a lot of places, met a lot of really great people, but I was missing 8 to 9 months of being at home. I was living in a hotel room 5 to 15 days at a time, even during holidays. So between the downtime, I didn't really know what I was going to do. My background is in like event management and promotional modeling, basically. So I talked to Phil on the drive to Colorado, where he's from. We go there so we can train for hockey season. And I said, you know what, like, I'm just going to do this. It's $99. I know me. Nobody knows me better than me. And I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go, head on, and I'm going to do as a successful do, basically. And that's exactly what I did from day one. I started taking notes. And as Jackie and Tanis both said, I became obsessed with the thought that I could really do anything, because there's no salary cap in this business, guys. There's nothing like that. So you get rewarded for the hard work that you put in. So just showing up to this tonight, it actually shows so much. It shows that you guys want to learn, and that is exactly what it takes to succeed in this. The income is great, but there's just so much growth that happens. So my first year, I didn't actually sign my first distributor until 4 months in. I went Ruby 5 months in. And I'll tell you right now, like those first 5 people, I hope they're doing well, but none of them are with me in the business anymore. And to look back on that, I mean, could you imagine if I were to quit because they quit, right? I went triple diamond last month, I believe it was. And it's just insane to look back on. Basically, I just started watching YouTubes and I started taking notes. I asked Tanis a ton of questions, which I still do, and you should. You should always be learning and growing in this business and always ask questions. And I just took notes. This notebook right here I've had since I started, and I can go back 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago almost, and, look at notes from YouTubes that I watched, and I can fill my cup up again. So definitely stay organized in this business. Make sure that you're plugging in. I have been predominantly social media, and that's how I built. Basically, Facebook, I utilize Instagram here and there, but most of my traffic comes from Facebook and just building relationships. A lot of people jump into this business and they think, oh, direct sales, like we have to be the ShamWow guys. I always tell my team, don't be the ShamWow guy. Don't be the late night infomercial. Don't be the people in the middle of the mall. I mean, they're making their money. They're doing their thing with their job. Cool, but don't act like that. This is genuinely a relationship business, and you need to make it about the other person. This is also about customer service. You never want to answer questions that haven't been asked either when talking to people. We get very excited when we're first starting out, and word vomit can tend to happen, but just make sure whenever you're talking to people to keep it like to 2 or 3 sentences. Make it all about them. Ask them, hey, what are your goals? How can I help you? It's all about the people. We have to be a blessing to be blessed truly in this business. And those hard moments, those speed bumps, they come, they do, and they'll hit you hard. But the cool thing about it is it's going to humble you. And that's how you know you're doing the right thing and you're in the right place, because this is something worth having. And what's the age old saying? Things in life worth having don't come easy. So hit those speed bumps and plow right through them. I've hit the speed bumps and I kept going, and I still continue to go. I don't care what's thrown at me, because this business has changed my life drastically, and it's going to continue to do so. So, yeah, I'm here for the long haul and I'm really excited about it.
That's awesome, Chelsea. Thanks so much. I'm going to share a little bit about my first year. Like I said, I started and I really had to make this happen because I wasn't going back to my job. I had never done anything like this before, but every time I talked to my leaders, like, I talked to Jackie and Steph, and the biggest thing that changed everything is I went to conference. I couldn't afford it. Steph, I will be forever grateful to her. She's like, I don't know if she's on here. I think I saw her. She's like, you need to go to conference. I literally just joined. I could not afford to go. And I was like, okay, well, Steph just keeps telling me I'm going to go. Jay's like, why are you going to go? Like, you just signed up. Like that's going to cost money. I found people online on Facebook. I went. Getting to conference and getting to events is everything. I sat there with people I didn't know. I remember seeing Jackie. Both the Jackies were up on stage and they were up, Jackie was on the white couch sharing her story. Jackie Marchant was up, walking across the stage, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I can do this, and I kept just seeing normal people. Like, we're all normal people. Like, I'm just a normal person. I haven't changed in the fact I'm still me, but I've changed in the fact that I've really grown as a person and decided what I wanted in my life. So I got to conference. Most of you guys, I think, know this. As soon as I got home, I was ready to go. I was like, I'm getting that diamond bonus. And I suffered a really bad head injury. And I talk about this because everyone's like, oh, just stop. It works. Like, it's not a big deal. I just kept going because I was like, you know what? When I tell myself I'm going to do something, and especially when I have a big why, which is my family, and, we had all this debt, I was like, no, I'm getting to diamond. So the biggest thing I had to do, I was deciding who my people were going to be to get me to diamond. I thought about people I worked with. I thought about people I went to school with. I thought about people I know who would be great in this business. A lot of them ignored me. Chelsea ignored me, like she said, for 7 months. I contacted people that I knew I wanted in my business and that I could trust and I thought would rock this, right? So once I started getting going, I told Jackie, I remember being at her house, like the end of February, I'm like, I'm going diamond. And she's like, I wasn't close at all. But I just kept saying, I'm going diamond. And then once I got to diamond, I'm like, okay, I'm going double diamond. And right after I got to diamond, it wasn't good. Like, I had people who quit, and then I was starting to doubt myself. I was like, why are people quitting? Like, I thought everybody joined and they were going to be like me and they wanted this so bad. I kept saying, Jackie, like, what's going on? And I knew I really had to grow as a person. I had to focus on, personal development and be like, no, this has nothing to do with me. People join this all the time and they don't see the vision. They join, and after a month, if they're not millionaires, they stop, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep going, right? So I'm like, I'm going double diamond. And then when I got to double diamond, I said, I'm going triple diamond. And then I just wanted to keep going, right? So the biggest thing in this business is having the clear vision, making the decision, and getting to work. I mean, I know everybody says, I'm promoting this month, or I'm going to do this, but you have to take action, right? And I love that Jackie and Chelsea, we all run our business a little bit differently. I love Facebook. I love Instagram. But a lot of us, I think, we just post on Facebook. Not a lot of us. You guys are all awesome. But I think a lot of times people, if you're working on Facebook or you're working on Instagram or you're doing parties, you have to be consistent with those things, right? You can't just put up a post on Facebook and expect all these distributors and customers to come to you, right? You have to really build relationships. You have to get in groups. You have to learn how the algorithms work. You have to learn how Instagram works. You have to learn how to grow your network. And all those things, everything that we do is we have so much training, right? So, and I always say this, I was chatting about this with Jackie earlier, and if one thing isn't working, you have to change it, right? So I know for me, I know what works for me and I keep doing it. I'm not the most organized person, but I'm very, every single day I decide I'm going to get up because I have goals that I want to reach, right? Mm-hmm. I think sometimes it's easy to just get on Facebook and scroll through people. Oh, what is this person doing? But when you're actually taking action and you're deciding, okay, I'm going to follow the steps to success. I'm going to get, whether your goal is to get 8 customers in a month or 4 customers and 3 distributors, you can totally do it, but you have to just say that you're going to do it and do it, right? I think, I always, have done online parties. I've always gotten people on the phone. I've always been the person to connect with people. And I think the biggest thing is you have to decide what you're going to do and learn how to be a professional at it. The biggest thing in this business is you are your brand, right? If people are joining you first, right? They're not buying It Works from Sally just because she's putting up a couple posts on Facebook and she needs to make money, right? They're joining you because they see your passion. I had 2 customers this morning that messaged me and thanked me so much. And they're like, we're so happy for you. I see your passion every single day. You love this so much. So you want to show people, invite them into your journey, because people are going to join you based on where you are going. They want to join someone who has a clear vision, who is going to, keep going in their business. They have that confidence and they're making things happen, right? So I know, sorry, Brandy, what'd you say? Aw, that's funny. So the biggest thing is, that's nice. Thanks, Owen. The biggest thing is you want to be yourself, but learn as much as possible. I know from the day I started, it starts with you. You can keep on promoting in this business if you keep growing as a person. If you want to keep getting on every single call, I don't miss calls. I don't miss Zooms. I mean, over 2 years later, I still get on every single thing I can. I mean, we have such a huge team now, but I will always plug in and be there to help whoever wants my help. So that's what I love so much about this business. We really work together. Some of my closest friends who I didn't even know before are in my business or have been brought in through other people. And, it's such an amazing thing that we have our hands on, and anyone can do this. So Jackie, Chelsea, I thought, does anybody have any questions right now about anything we've gone over so far?
Yes, I just want to add one little thing, and I'll whoever just spoke up, I'll give them their space. But I wanted to say one thing is that, like, when you were on your way to Diamond, or any of us, like even myself included, there was like a moment of going Ruby, and I was always told, I think it was like, I heard this a few times, I was told, if you can go Ruby, you can go Diamond. You're duplicating yourself. And if you can go Diamond, you can go Ambassador. And like that whole thing that resonated with me. So if you're working your way to Ruby, or you already are Ruby, I think that we need to know how powerful Rubies are, because when you think about it, like a Diamond is, you've duplicated yourself 3 times. You have 3 Rubies on your team. And it's incredible. That basically is showing you we have a compensation plan that's designed so that when you help other people get to where they need to be, you get taken care of. And so depending on how many people you can help dictates how far you're going to go, right? And so you're really just looking for people to help. And not everybody wants our help. That's okay. I know I wasn't ready for it when I first heard about the business or the opportunity. I had to think about it for myself, but I eventually went after it on my own either. Nobody had to come looking for me either. But the thing about it is that everybody has their own timeline. Some, like Chelsea was saying, that she watched Tanis work for, I think she said 6 months. Tanis, you watched somebody else online do this for a certain amount of time before you jumped in. I watched Cynthia do her thing for like 10 or 11 months before I was ready. So people are watching, and the more consistent you are, and when you're excited about your business and you're pouring love into it, people see that. And I think that's one of the most important things. So it doesn't really matter whether you're growing on Facebook, Instagram, you're doing it in person, or you're doing trade shows and stuff like that. Being consistent and showing your excitement and sharing what you love and loving what you share is really important. And having your goals in mind all the time, like having the end result in your head, knowing where you want to be and being obsessed with that is, I think, really important. Sorry. Who else? Sorry. Somebody else wanted to say something?
No, I love that.
Yeah. So I'm AJ. And I'm going to be doing a science fair project coming up in school, and I'll be promoting Greens on the Go Blend Berry. And I wanted to know from you if you felt healthier after you had Greens on the Go, after it being 2 days in your system.
Well, I think everybody's different. And I noticed, like, I can notice when I take greens immediately. Like, I think that when I have greens, I feel more energy. I feel less sluggish. I'm not yawning anymore. So I know for me that I can feel it like right away from the first time. Sometimes people need to have the greens a little bit longer to notice. And everybody has a different reaction because we're all deficient in different things. And so I've met some people that have tried it and just like, oh my gosh, like they have so much more energy immediately. And then other people don't notice it as much. So I think everybody's different. It's the same thing with coffee. Somebody can have coffee and have a totally different reaction to somebody else. Like some people can drink it before bed. So everybody has everybody's body's different. So yeah. Tanis, what do you think?
Yeah, I love the greens. I love the new, I like the new blend. Just because my head, I couldn't really take the last one. But I love the greens. I know AJ, you're chatting about that in a couple of the chats, but yeah, our greens are amazing. I mean, they're like, I don't just say that they're better than others, but they are. Look, Jackie has hers ready to go. Does anyone have anything else they want to ask? Any questions?
Yes.
Yeah, if we could maybe focus questions on team building, that would be amazing. I love the question on greens. Greens are like top selling products. So love the greens. But let's maybe talk about business growth and development. If anybody has compensation plan questions or anything like that, we'd love to help you out with that.
I do have a question. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who's that?
Hi, Tanis. It's Soila.
Hi, hon.
Jackie and Chelsea. Hello.
Hey.
Hi, girl.
I know I was speaking earlier with Tanis, and thank you very much, Tanis, for taking the time to respond to my questions and whatnot.
Of course.
I'm not sure if Jackie realized I work full time as a sign language interpreter, a single mom, all that sort of stuff, got it going on. So I wanted to know, because I really, 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 really am trying my hardest with everything that I have to be able to, keep going with the business. But I'm being honest, it is being a struggle to keep it going, especially when I have some financial issues going on and, whatever. Everybody has those issues. I understand. So I wanted to know, one, I know that Tanis has a baby as well. What did you guys do with your kids when you guys were really going ham for these promotions? Because it's next to impossible to be going,
I totally get it.
For me, maybe because I don't have the extra support at home. So it's only me with my daughter. But what did you guys do with your kids when you were going ham for this promotion and you got to go, and that means you got to work 12, 14, 18, whatever hours a day. And for me, it's not an option to get an additional babysitter, because then, boy, that's way more money.
For sure. I get that.
So wanted to know, what did you guys do with that time when you had your kids with you?
The biggest thing I'll say, thanks so much for sharing that. And I actually have a husband who it's exciting news. He's not going to be working anymore, but he did used to travel lots. And with my head injury and I had my daughter, my biggest thing is, another reason why I wanted to get to Diamond is because when I got that Diamond bonus, I wanted to put my daughter in daycare part-time. So, I know there's a lot of moms. I know there's a lot of like top earners who, there's single moms. There's people who have like 5 kids. And a lot of them are saying that they, I don't sleep much. I just don't, because I'm just super obsessed with my business. But I know a lot of times people in the morning, they lay out everything the night before. Jen, I know Jennifer Dick right now here, she's a super busy mom. She's laying with her son right now, and she sets up her buffer the night before. There's a lot of moms who work, and even at lunchtime, I know Christina Watts, I think, was saying when she worked like 80 hours a week, she would message people in between and grow her relationships in between, just time when she could, right? So whether it was in the morning before she went to work, at lunchtime, after work, I know it's busy with a little one. I think yours is just a little bit younger than mine. But even if you can add, Zoila, I think it would be great if we could start doing some online parties for you. I know your upline. We are all your upline, right? But I would really like to help you with that, because the greatest thing about online parties and just growing through social media, you can you can get on there when it's best for you, right? I mean, you might not be able to do, parties like one-on-one and schedule stuff like that. You might not have enough time. Jackie M's breastfeeding right now. She's got her little one. She's a busy mama. And you know what? So there's lots of top earners who have, kids, and they just manage. I mean, it's hard, right? It's definitely hard when you have lots of kids. I know Christy, how many kids do you have? 4, right?
Nice.
So I know it's definitely tough, and I would love to come up with a plan for you. So I can message you tonight or even tomorrow, and we can set up a plan for you.
Can I add a few things to that, Tanis?
Yeah.
What I noticed is that people who have children actually are the ones who seem to do the best, because they always have their why calling their name. They always have their why on them all the time, right? So it drives you. And the beautiful thing about this business is you can find little pockets and little snippets to come in and out and do that. And you can't do that with any other business. You can't just show up at a job and work for 15 minutes and then leave and come back and do another 15 minutes. So the beautiful thing about it is if you can find a productive 15 minutes here and 15 minutes there, 5 minutes, maybe half an hour, you can get a lot done. It all comes down to prioritizing what's important to you. And most people in this business are moms. Most of them are. And another little tip that I'd love to share is there's a great panel that we had at it was called the Moms Panel. And it was last year, not this past one, but the one before at conference. And there's so many stories about moms who were like at their kids', let's say, baseball game. And there was this one mom, and she was looking down at her phone, working her business while she was at her child's baseball game. And then when the game was done and, her child came up to her and said, "Mom, did you even pay attention to my game? And you were on your phone the whole time." And so she felt terrible. And then she realized that if she didn't have her phone in her hand and she wasn't looking at her phone for, a couple minutes here and there during the game, she would never have been there to begin with. She would have been at work and she wouldn't have been able to be at the baseball game at all. So she took the guilt that she was feeling and just basically explained to her child that, "You know what, baby, mommy's working. I'm here at the game. And if you can explain to children what's going on, it makes more sense for them." And another thing that I'd love to share is one of these tips that I found that is amazing is if you can give your kids goals to help you build your business. So when mommy gets the triple diamond, then you get to go on a trip to Disney World or something like that, where you're giving your child an incentive. Just like we're incentive driven, right? This business is incentive. We're all here because we love incentives. Ours is money based, but kids love to go on adventures. So if you can take your child on some sort of cool adventure or something like that, where they have, okay, mommy's working, and they can respect your time a little bit more because they know that you're working to get to a certain goal. And when you get to that goal, you're going to share it with them and take them on a really cool trip or get them the bike or the puppy, whatever it is that they really want. And you're going to be able to afford to do that when you get to that title too, because it pays better than any other compensation plan out there. And so my opinion is to give them, talk to them like, people, and make them understand what it is that you're working for. You're not playing on your phone. You know what I mean? You're not playing video games. It's not like you're sitting there playing Candy Crush. You are literally building a legacy for you and your family. And so when you explain that to other people, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's a child or something like that, then they have the ability to respect what you're doing a little bit more. So
yeah, I used to feel bad in the beginning, but then I was like, no, I'm doing this for my daughter. I don't feel bad anymore. I'm on my phone all the time because I'm like, to me, it's like, I have changed our lives so much with my team, with my incredible team. I'm not going to say it's me, it's my entire team. And I am doing this for my family and for other families, right? So, Zoila, thanks for asking about that. And let's come up with a plan for you because I really want to help you. We had a great chat early this morning. Like what time did we talk at? Like 6:30 this morning? I was up. I went to bed at 2.
Kind of early, yeah.
I was like, Zoila, it's early. What's up?
I think we should post that link though from
I remember that now.
The leadership shared about that. So that's a really good question. I'm glad you brought it up. And I'm excited to see how you figure this out, you know what I mean? Because it really just comes down to tweaking a few different things and you're going to have it made. You're going to be
Zoila is amazing. She has the cutest little girl. And Zoila, we're going to help you like grow your network and everything on Facebook because I think you'll be amazing. Get you going on Instagram too. So thanks so much.
My nephew who just moved recently back down here, he is pushing me for a party. He's 6 years old.
Aww.
He wants the shake. He's talking about the It Works shake. That's supposed
Oh,
to be
good boy.
arriving.
Let's sign him up.
And he's the one setting up and trying to push for a party and keeps telling me, so something's going to happen.
Aw,
Can't let the little 6-year-olds down.
that's awesome. Awesome, Zoila. Thank you.
Thank you.
I thought we could chat a little bit about promoting and charting. The biggest thing when you join your business, whether you just started or maybe you've been in a couple months, maybe you've been in a year, maybe you're just getting going, whatever you're going, you need to know what you're doing, right? I remember when I joined and I just was signing up people, I didn't know about charting at all. Like I really didn't know. And then I remember asking Steph and, Jackie, and because I didn't know what a Ruby looked like. I was just signing people up because I was so excited, right? And that's great, but you want to know what you're doing. Oh, awesome. Jackie has Ruby. So what Jackie said, once you can go Ruby, you can go Diamond, then you can go Ambassador, right? So the coolest thing about this business is I know for me, I really, really work close with my team. That's my big thing. We do lots of training, we do parties, we do Zooms, we do events. The biggest thing with this business is staying plugged in and really showing up. I learned that from day one. Like Jackie and Steph were always like, you got to show up. It's like 90% of your business. Because if you're not learning and growing, you're not going to know how to go Ruby. You're not going to learn how to bring in distributors and customers and how to talk to people and how to grow yourself, right? So the biggest thing for me is I'm always taking action to build my team and get new distributors and more customers. And, I always have my charts out. So if you're brand new or maybe you're going for double or triple or whatever your promotion is, have your charts out and talk to your upline because we want to help you. I know lots of you guys already know what you're doing with your charts and that's great. If you ever have any questions, like for example, I had a girl at the end of the month and she was unsure about a few things, right? So she came to me and we went over it and then she, it's good to always ask questions because nobody knows things about maintaining or placing people if they're just started and they don't know about all that. Like I didn't know you could move customers or do any of this stuff when I started, right? I had no clue. So if you're not asking questions, I know Chelsea asked me Chelsea and I talk all the time. She's always she knows what she's doing, right? Same thing. I always message Jackie and Steph. I know what I'm doing, but I love staying connected and just, they're my friends. They're my mentors. I want to learn from them, right? So, Chelsea, are you there?
Tanis, I think you're breaking up a little bit.
Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm going to say a few things because I think, is Tanis lost for everybody or just me?
I can hear.
Can everybody else hear me? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. You're good.
Yes, I can hear you.
Aw. Sorry, guys. Probably too much internet use in the house. I know Chelsea. Chelsea's really good at staying organized. I'm not the most organized person. I know what I'm doing in my business, but Chelsea's very good at keeping track of, I'm always keeping track of everybody. I'm always looking at my eSuite. Everybody who has their apps, as your team grows, you get like obsessed with it, right? You know where everybody is, who's working, who's plugged in, who's running for promotions. We can all promote this month, right? It's just taking action and deciding what you're going to do to get there.
So, Tanis, let's ask everybody.
Okay.
Let's find out. Let's see what everybody's doing. So I feel like we can either ask who's charting or we can ask who's not charting and a little bit nervous about it. Which you feel like we should ask?
Well, I know, for example, I think a lot of people just don't know sometimes and then they're scared to ask. I forget who it was. She's on here right now. I'm not going to say who. But the other day she's like, oh, I'm sorry for the dumb question. I'm like, no, it's not a dumb question because if you don't ask, you don't know, right? And
totally. You know what, Tanis? We were talking about this earlier today, and I always say that the people who ask me and come to me and connect with me the most are always the ones that make the most money.
Yeah.
Like it's just been a theme in my business. So I always find it funny when people are like, sorry, I don't want to bug you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't want to bother you. And I'm like, you know what? The more you there's a direct.
I love it when people message me and I
I
want to promote this month. Let's do this, right? And then some people just go off and do their own thing, and that's fine. But I really like to stay close to the people who want to promote and want to make more money and change their family's life, right? So I like that, Jackie, because I know I used to bug Jackie and stuff all the time. I still do, right? But because they're my friends, right? And we just talk about other stuff too, right?
Well, it's not even that though, Tanis. Like, I'd love you death, and I always have, but it's business and we're here to grow business. So you know what I mean? Like, we need to have real conversations because we need to like grow, we want to help grow your check. And if we can help grow your check, like I've always said this, it's more important to have a good, solid, understanding of the business than anything else. Like, you just need to know what you're doing, and that way you can go get it done. And so, this business is fun. It's easy. We all have a good time when we chat with each other, even when we're talking about charting and the compensation plan or the products or anything like that. There's nothing about this business that's actually not fun and not easy to do, or I should say simple to do. It's just a question of getting it done. And anytime you ask your upline how charting works and, you know, wanting help, if they don't know the answer, just go to the person above them. Always go to the diamond leader and up, because you want to go to talk to somebody who's already done it. You want to go see somebody who actually is already making the money that you want to be making, has accomplished where you want to be. And the nice thing about it is that you can have group conversations where the person who sponsored you and maybe your diamond upline or your presidential diamond upline, you can all be in the same conversation. So everybody's learning together.
Exactly. And you know what? I know for me, when I joined and my goal was diamond, Jackie, you gave it to me. I kind of stole it from you. You gave me that laminated chart. And I was like, still had to go ruby and emerald and diamond, but my goal was diamond. So I had that chart out in front of me. So I was like, okay, I need this amount of distributors, because we all know we need 5 distributors to go ruby, right? And then, you know, when you're going emerald and then diamond, and it's just duplicating that, right? So the biggest thing is just knowing what you need to do and then taking action. Because if you don't know how many distributors you need to go ruby or diamond, how are you going to get there, right? So that's the biggest thing. And I know Chelsea's very organized with that, and we've talked about that since day one. Chelsea was very much like me. When she joined, she's like, okay, she knew what she wanted to do. She knew what I was getting going with my business. You know, I was already a diamond, and she came to me for lots of questions because she wanted to keep promoting, and she knew that's what I was doing, right? So asking tons of questions and figuring out what you're supposed to do is everything. You know, there's lots of girls like Carol Ann. I'm only just saying that because we chatted earlier. Like, she decided when she came into this business that she wanted to learn everything that she needed to be successful, right? You know, Chelsea, did you want to chat a little bit about how you chart? I mean, honestly, everybody, when people start, oh, Caroline, you are there. Hi, I didn't see you. But everybody grows their business a little bit differently, right? I mean, we all promote differently. Not everybody comes in and promotes in 5 minutes, right? I know for me, I got to diamond really quick. It took me longer to go double. And then once I got double and triple, I just kept going, right? But then, you know, Chelsea shared earlier, it took her maybe a little bit longer to get her first distributor. But then she's built a very solid business, right? Because she's very serious about her business. She takes action every day. Same with a lot of other girls on here. I'm just saying that because I'm looking at her right now and she's going to talk. But the biggest thing is that knowing what you need to do, learning how our compensation plan, you guys, I was telling Jackie this, and then Chelsea, you can share. I was telling Jackie, my accountant is blown away by It Works. He's like, I've never seen anything like this. Like, absolutely blown away. He's like, I can't even believe this company. He's like, I can't even believe this compensation plan and how you guys are paid. It's crazy when you learn about the compensation plan. So once you get to diamond and you unlock all that, it's really exciting. You know, so when you get to diamond, you can go ambassador, right? So Chelsea, can you share a little with us, sorry, how you stay organized and how you chart and how you work towards a promotion? Because I think every single person on this call right now wants to promote, right? I mean, we all want to promote, right? We're all here because we want to learn to grow our business and what's working for us and, you know, what we need to work on. Maybe we're not taking daily action. Maybe we need to learn more from our leaders and change what we're doing, right? So Chelsea, if you could share a little bit.
Totally. I mean, from the get-go, I'm a very scatterbrained person. So if I wasn't staying organized daily, if I didn't write things down, I would be a mess, running around like a chicken with my head cut off, right? So I actually don't print out my steps of success. I write them down every month. So hopefully I'm charging my phone, so sorry if it falls, but this little notebook, I bedazzled it myself to make it unique and make it all about me, right? I've had this since I started as well. I write my steps of success down in here every single month. And I even leave a section for accomplishments for that month for myself, because I think it's extremely important to celebrate even a small success, and even a lead section. So that would be your potentials. It's so important to write down your potentials, both loyal customers and distributors. Don't ever just talk to somebody and, decide for them that, oh, they don't want the business. They said no. No always means not right now, guys. So I always write this down every single month. And then I also make sure to set alarms too sometimes, so I don't forget to post. 21 days creates a habit, right? So it's pretty much embedded in my head when I should post and what I'm going to post, but I still will set alarms just so, life gets crazy, right? So I'll wake up in the morning and I'll put a motivational, positive post on social media, because let's be honest, our world needs more of that in general. You never want to post back-to-back it works post, because, that's just spamming people. Genuinely implement the business into your life every single day. So I start with a positive post. I'll talk about the opportunity, and then I'll talk about some of my favorite products. If you don't have, if you haven't tried, I'll say that. If you haven't tried a lot of the products, we can send you samples of greens or something. At least you can get your hands on it and try a little bit of the product, because being a product of the product is so vital to the business. Finding a product that you're passionate about and talking about it, not just posting this computer graphic from Pinterest on social media, but genuinely, like, I love my ThermoFitter, my Fat Fighters, or, talking about what it does for you daily and how it's benefited you. You're talking to other people that could benefit from that. So really implementing daily in your posts, your business, implementing it daily altogether. So I write everything down. I do personal development every day. I take notes on that. I reiterate that to my team. I do a lot of lives with my team, a lot of Zooms, and you want to schedule those things beforehand. Showing up, and we said it earlier, showing up is key to success in this business.
And
so make sure that you're
like Chelsea, you're always on. All the girls who are on here right now, you guys are always on, wanting to learn.
Yep.
And I'll say this right now. I know I've talked about this before. You guys, Chelsea, it took her like 7 months to join me. It took Carol Ann a year. I kept hugging her. You guys, some of my most amazing girls on my team. I think a lot of us just take no for an answer sometimes, and we get scared, right? If someone, what's happening on the computer right now? You guys see that? What's going on?
Someone's screen sharing.
Oh, someone's screen sharing. Who's that? I don't know what's going on. Anyway, I'll just keep talking. Oops. What's going on? You guys can still hear me, right?
Yeah, you're good.
I'll keep talking. Oh, there we go. So yeah, the biggest thing is you have to be so confident in your business. You have to have such a clear vision of what you want and make it happen. I know after I went diamond, it was not good. I had people who quit. I had people who didn't want to work their business. That happens all the time, right? So as soon as I figured it out, that had nothing to do with me. That had nothing to do with where I was going. I got over it really quick. I was like, okay, I want to be an ambassador, and I'm going to be an ambassador, right? I just kept telling myself where I was going to go. And I was also telling the world, because people want to know where you are going. If Sally is joining, I'm just saying Sally, so if there's a Sally on here, it's not about you. If Sally says she's going diamond and she's getting a bonus and this is going to change her family's life, people are like, wow, they want to know more about Sally and her life and what she's doing. People don't want to hear about negative stuff, and we're all going through stuff, right? We want to hear the positivity. You want people to join you and your adventure and your business, right? So don't give up on people. There are people I'm working on maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, that are joining my business now. I have customers. Don't worry if someone doesn't reply to you or is negative or any of that stuff. Just focus on positive and what you put out. If you want to go diamond, if you want to go ruby, or whatever you're doing, you have to take action. Decide that you're going to do it. I knew I was going diamond. I was going to make it happen. I was getting that bonus. So anybody can get that bonus this month. If you missed a bonus, who cares, right? Don't even worry about it. I didn't get a bonus when I went triple. I didn't care. My goal was to just keep promoting. I know Denise didn't get, bonuses weren't out when she promoted all the way to ambassador and then black diamond, and she's doing okay, right? So don't worry about if you miss something. I know Chelsea and I have talked about this. Carolina and I have talked about this. A lot of the girls and I have talked about this. If you miss something, that's okay. It's like if one of your tires is slashed, you're not going to slash the rest of them, right? Just keep going and keep learning and growing from your leader and work really close with people. If you're trying to promote and you're, just decide that you're going to do it. Don't just say, oh yeah, I'm trying. Say, no, I'm doing this. It's going to change my family's life. Because I know for me, there was no plan B. There was no plan B. It's crazy where I have gone in this business. And a lot of people, I know Jackie and I chatted about this earlier, it's crazy. It's not about the income. It's about the freedom, right? It's about, retiring my husband, right? Like not many people can retire their husband in their early 30s, right? That was Jackie. I know both Jackies wanted their husbands home, right? But for me, we are the crazy ones. We're the ones that are making a difference, right? Like I get so emotional when I think about this business. I've paid off like $70,000 in debt, and I have, we're looking at dream homes. I bought my dream car. It's not all about those fancy things. It's not about that stuff, but it's about what you can do for your family and building a legacy and what we can do for other families. You know what I mean? It's just, this business is life-changing if you really take it seriously, right? You decide what you want and then you just take action. So sorry, I kind of rambled a little bit there. Is there anything else that anyone, I know we're just a little bit over time here. I know we started a little bit late. There's a couple questions on here. Going live. So Christy's asking about going live. I love doing live videos. The biggest thing on social media, you guys, is building your network, building relationships. Don't just post on Facebook and expect all these distributors and customers. You have to be connecting with people. You really have to learn how to dominate social media if that is going to be your main platform for your business. You have to learn, how you should be posting and how you should be connecting. Get in groups. I met Carol Ann in a group. I sent her samples and a wrap. I kept following up with her, right? And then she eventually joined, and now she's a top earner, right? So it's pretty freaking awesome, right? So anyone can do this business, but don't give up on people. Like I don't ever give up on people unless someone is like, no, Tanis, or they delete me on Facebook. I'm like, okay, on to the next person. People need this. People need this. I needed this. I was so depressed. I was lost. I wasn't the most miserable person, but I was unhappy at my job. Like I was not happy in my marriage. Like it caused a lot of stress between Jay and I, right? So I wanted to change that. So the biggest thing in this business is if you decide that you are going to do it, you can and you will, but you have to take daily action and find out what works for you. Work with your upline. I know a lot of times, I know Jackie, I know this is the same thing with you. A lot of times I talk to my girls every single day. The ones who connect with me. Sometimes people join and then after a month but the people who are serious are going to stay in this. They're not just going to quit after a couple months. They're going to, they're going to reply to your messages. They're going to want to do launch parties. They're going to want to connect with you. I think it's crazy when people don't want to connect with me and I sign them up. I'm like, hello, I want to help you change your life. Right. So I think it's crazy because to me, it's like, this is life-changing, but you can't want it for people. So if someone comes into your business and they don't want it and they don't really care, don't worry about it because there are so many other, you could sign up a rock star tomorrow,
Tanis?
Yeah.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, who's that?
It's Jessica. Jessica, hello. Hi, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. So I have a question. For me, I'm still adding friends. I'm feeling a little stuck with I know we're supposed to build relationships. Could you guys just give your best tips on what you're doing to build relationships? Because I always feel a little bit awkward. How do you just message someone out of the blue? And I know it's not messaging them out of the blue to ask them about the business. I understand that. But
I don't do that. I don't
build that part. But it's just about the part about actually how you're building the relationships with people. I'm feeling stuck. I'm not talking to a bunch of new people right now because I'm feeling like I can't message people. But I'm adding new people, you know what I mean?
Following up with keep track of the people that you add. I know I add people on Facebook every single day. I love meeting new people, and my next plan is to just really dominate Instagram because I want to learn lots, and I'm getting some help with that, and I'm going to share that with the team and everything. And everybody is welcome to it. But the biggest thing, Jess, that I do is I'm super don't want to say I'm super friendly. I am friendly, but I'm very, when I talk to people, I'll message people or I'll get on their Facebook and I start connecting on their posts. I don't just like stuff. I know I see all the girls all the time liking their distributors and stuff, and that's fine. But I focus on, honestly, I unfollow sometimes people because I want to focus on my potentials. Because I have so many It Works distributors, right? I mean, I try and like everybody's stuff, but at the end of the day, I don't need to like everybody's stuff. I want to focus on building my business and my team, right? So I look at people, you know, if I'm looking at like fitness people or people who are into health or, you know, maybe people are into whatever your interests are. And then I connect with people based on groups. Or Jess, I don't know how you normally add people. I add people, honestly, I go through people's friends list. I always make sure that they don't have other It Works distributors or anyone mutual that I know, because I don't want to step on any toes. I'm not like that. But I just really start going and connecting on their posts, because then my posts show up on their Facebook, right? And then I'll do like lives or contests, or if we do parties, I'll invite them to things, right? So I think my biggest thing is I love growing relationships with people, because you know, you never know. Also, your customers, I always ask my customers for referrals, or I say, hey girl, like, do you want to try, if I have a distributor, if I have a customer who's using the greens or something, and I'm like, hey, like, do you have anyone that would maybe want to do an online party? And I'll send them like a wrap and like some samples. Every time I send someone a wrap and samples, I put a cute little card in. I follow up with them. I start building that friendship. That's what I did with Carol Ann. And, you know, I got her really excited, and I was like, okay, like, you need to do this, right? And because she was excited. You want to keep people excited, right? Because people are going to join you when then they see that you're really excited in your business. Now you're connecting with them. They see this journey. They're like, what is this It Works thing about, right? The girl who first asked me to join this business never followed up with me. And so when I joined, I was just ready, and I joined with someone, and, you know, now I'm on this team and everything, and I'm so grateful for that. But the biggest thing is that you have to keep connecting with people. So keep track of who you're adding on Facebook, and then go and just become friends with them. I mean, it does take time. It really does take time. I know Jackie Marchant. I don't know if she's still on here. I know she builds a lot on Facebook and Instagram, and because she's talked about that before, and she's a rock star. And I mean, honestly, I know Chelsea builds a lot on social media. It's just really taking the time to get to know people and what we can do for them. And the biggest thing is I never talk about the business. They always bring it up to me, because they see my excitement. They see my passion. Another thing is, you guys, if you're not posting every single day about the opportunity, hi Jackie. If you're not talking every single day about the opportunity and like the products, I mean, people aren't going to like see your excitement and your passion and want to join, right? You have to be talking about the opportunity every single day. I talk about it at least twice a day. And then I get to see who's interested. And then, you know, like Chelsea said, I don't do ShamWow posts. I do very much real posts about me and my family and about what this is doing for my family. Even if you just brand new, I remember being brand new and signing up distributors, because I was telling people like, listen, I have this opportunity. It's so exciting. Like, I want you to join me. I flat out message girls, and I'm like, girl, you need to join me. Like, this is so exciting. And I keep it super short and simple. Super short and simple. I'm not like, oh, like, you know, do you want to join my team? $99, you know, like, I'm super like, girl, like, you have to be so confident in yourself and your vision and where you're going in your business that people will want to jump in on your journey. You know, if you're negative on Facebook, or you're complaining about things, or, you know, if you're being a Debbie Downer, no one's going to join your team, right? People want to join people where they see that they're going somewhere, right? So hope that helps a little bit.
Can I interrupt you for a second? Because I really loved what you said, when you shared the lines that you, like, what you're saying to people. You're not saying, you know, for them to join, like, when you're saying like, join my team, or I'd love to work with you, maybe we can talk about a few different things that you consistently say to people to get them interested. Because basically when you invite somebody into your business, it's a huge compliment. Like, basically you're saying that you want to work with them. And sometimes people don't realize that you're looking to grow your team and your business unless you invite people, a lot of times people don't understand how this business works. And they're like, oh, you know what, you kind of have this area and I don't want to step on your toes, you know, or maybe she doesn't want to work with me because she didn't ask me. And so I think that like going over, because I think that one of the things about you is that you're always inviting people into your business and you're always saying, I'd love to work with you. I'd love to have you on my team. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, and I do it every single day. So when people tell me that they can't get distributors and they can't get customers, it's honestly because they're not trying. I'm sorry. Like everybody, I'm not saying like, I mean, trust me, there's people I've been working on since I started and now are joining. So if you're just started or if you're just getting going your business or maybe you've been in longer, don't worry about it. I'm not saying anything negative towards you. I'm just saying that if you decide that you want to promote and you're going to sign 5 distributors this month and 5 customers, you can totally do it, but you have to ask a lot of people. I don't cold message people. I build relationships with people and then I will straight out ask them. I'll be like, hey, have you ever thought about, you know, doing this? Like, you know, I'd love to invite you on my team page or if you want to come check out a party. I'm just really nonchalant about it. Or if I have that relationship with someone already, whether it's a mom or someone I know, and connect with people, watch other people's Facebook and see. I know everybody complains how they have no money and they hate their job and it's Monday. There's tons of those on Facebook, right? So just connect with people and see what you can do for them. So the biggest thing that I do is honestly, I message people and I tell them, like, there's this girl, I had no idea she'd be ever interested in my business. I put up a post the other day and she's like, girl, I'm so proud of you. Like, you are like, she just was like giving me these compliments. I was like, holy, like, and she's a business owner and she's interested in the business. She told me, she's like, I've been watching you for a long time. I had no idea. So you have to really put yourself out there. Like, the people who really put themselves out there and, you know, they're really showing people their journey and saying like, I'm going to be double diamond or I'm going, whatever you're doing. I've done that since day one because I saw the vision. I've watched someone for a year and I saw what she did and I wanted what she had. So I started learning and doing what I needed to do to be a top person because that's where I wanted to be. So, oh, sorry, Karen. Thanks, Karen. So the biggest thing is you have to be confident. I know, be bold, like Jackie Marchand said. I'm super bold with people. Like, I don't care if people ignore me. Honestly, if people ignore me or I've had people unfriend me or honestly, I really don't care because the more people I ask, the more people that I can help, it's helping everybody, right? You know, I have girls, when I have girls who call me crying and, you know, after month end and after their paychecks, like, if I didn't keep following up with some of these people, like, where would they be, right? I'm not saying it's me and I did everything. That's not what I'm saying. But you have to offer this to there's tons of people on social media. If you're working on social media, you have to really learn how to work social media because I have like almost 5,000 friends. I need to go through them all, right? But once you get 1,000 and up friends and you are really connecting with people, you are going to bring people into your business. Like, you will. And then those people are going to know people. We had a girl earlier, I think she was from New York. One of my girls, I was helping her. I'm really big on like the 3-way and closing people. And I messaged her and she's like, oh, I don't know anybody. I have no money. And, you know, and I said, girl, let's first change your attitude. Like, I was very nice about it, but I'm like, if nothing changes, nothing changes, right? So I said, girl, you need this. I was there. I get it. You want to connect with that person. Because most of the people who join this either need the money or they hate their job or they want more freedom or whatever reason you join this. Most of the people who join this really need it, right? So when I connect with people, I put myself in their shoes. I'm like, yeah, I get it, girl. Like, I was in your shoes. Like, this can change your life. Let's do this. And I'm short and sweet like that. And they're like, oh, really? And I'm like, yeah, let's do it. You're joining us. And that's what I do. And you know what? You get people excited. You make them trust you. You're really real with them. I'm very real with people. And I tell them, like, I'm not going to say you're going to join your first month and you're going to, you know, go all the way to the top in your first month. But, you know, this business is what you put into it, you get out, right? And I know Jackie said this from day one. If you treat this like a hobby, you'll get paid like a hobby. If you treat it like a business, that it is, you will be paid like a business. So I hope that helps a little bit. But yeah, like Jackie M said, you have to be really, really bold with people. People want to join people that want them on their team. Like if I'm just posting on Facebook and not really doing anything, no one's going to want to join me. I have to really show people where I'm going, what my journey is all about, and inviting them. It is a huge compliment, like Jackie said. Someone's saying in here, I had someone yesterday super interested and so excited to get into this and make a change, and was so thankful I could help. She chose to pre-sell her wraps, and I went to follow up with her today, and she just ignored me. She read my message but never answered. Do I wait and check back in a few days? Honestly, maybe she's just busy. Don't think the worst of people. That's another thing. I've had people who maybe haven't followed up with me. I had a girl who was supposed to sign yesterday, and I checked in with her. She messaged me this morning. She had a death in her family, right? So don't worry if someone doesn't message you back. Give them a little time, but definitely keep following up with them. I always follow up with people. Most time people don't buy a product or join your team until you've messaged them is it 7 to 11 times or something?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the exact.
6 to 12 or 7 to 11.
Yeah, right? You guys, Chelsea, I would message her and she would flat out ignore me. But then if I talked about something else, she would talk to me, and then I'd be like, so hey, are you joining my business? Are you
Hey, it worked. Literally.
And it worked, right? Haha, it worked. But you know what? If I just ignored her, maybe she would have joined someone else. You have to show people that you want them on your team. I think some of us just give up too quickly, like Jackie's saying, I assume that they're busy with life, Don't
Totally.
worry if they don't, people are so worried if someone doesn't reply to them right away or, doesn't message them back right away. I feel bad if I don't message girls back on my team right away, but it's just because I'm busy or I'm running around with Harley or I'm on the phone, right? So don't think the worst, right? Just be super confident in your business. Decide what you want. Have a really clear vision what you want. I knew from day one I wanted to go ambassador. I wanted that. Seeing that income chart, I was like, what? This is crazy, right? But then if you manifest it and you're like, okay, I'm doing this, you can do it, So does anyone want to else? I don't want to keep anybody too much longer over here. I don't know if Jackie or Chelsea or other Jackie, or if anyone wants to say anything or ask any questions. I don't want to keep.
I have a quick question, if you don't mind.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi. So I'm trying to promote to Double Diamond this month, and I have a really strong diamond leg and a really weak emerald leg. So I was just wondering if you had any tips on boosting my girls on the emerald side, which are most of my personal girls. So I'm thinking that there must be something I'm doing wrong with my personal girls, getting them started to be self-motivated. I feel like I have to do most of the work. So just wondering if you guys had any tips on that.
Can I just say a few things?
Yeah.
You can't motivate other people. They're self-motivated or they're not. So people either want to pay their mortgage and they want to have freedom of, from their work or anything like that, or they don't. You can't force people. There's nothing you're doing wrong. It has nothing to do with you. People make a choice when they come to this business. That what you're supposed to do as a sponsor is invite them onto calls like this. They're in the team page. No one had to chase me around. No one had to come and say, Jackie, you need to go do your homework. You want to learn about these products and about this business. I knew what I wanted and I figured out how to get it. I did what my upline told me to do. And so I think that the people who are serious, they show up. The people who are on this call are the ones who are serious. They want to learn how to better their lives and change things. Motivation it's an inside job for sure. And you can have motivation that comes from outside. They can motivate you and inspire you, but you have to have a desire in order to change your own life, in order for that to affect you, the way you want it to, because it's kind of like one of those things that it's what you do with it that counts. And so my advice is work your business, keep doing what you're doing, be excited about your business, invite the people who are on your team to come with you. But some people just are not going to get it. It's as simple as that. I've lost some incredible people in my business, and I know their potential was huge. My best friend signed up, and she walked away to start with another company. She let go of this, and now she's not doing it either. And you know what I mean? These people are all kicking themselves that ended up walking away from this opportunity. Some people don't understand what they have their hands on. So I think that you just want to lead by example when it comes to your team. Your job is to be the best you that you can be, and they will do what they can do to be the best them if they want to be. But it really comes down to personal choices. We can't make our teams do anything. Like, that was something that I had to learn from John Maxwell. I think I went to one of his presentations and stuff like that, because I was really frustrated with my team at one point. I was like, why aren't they getting it? Why aren't they working? How come they're not showing up? And I was told, like, I had to be told that that they have their own life, and, this is their choice, and, they're going to show up if they want to do things and change things for the better. So first and foremost, you just need to focus on your own business and build it that way. And you're always going to be bringing in new distributors. So if you have a leg that you're trying to promote with, then it's up to you to go in there and see what needs to be done. And if you need to bring in customers and distributors, then it's your promotion. Getting to Double Diamond's a big deal. And so you kind of have to look at it like, this is my promotion. I'm taking charge of it. I'm going to do what it takes to get there.
Can I piggyback on that? Can I piggyback?
Absolutely.
Sorry, Jackie, or to add on to that, I forget who asked the question, I'm sorry. But pull projected volumes. That's something I do at the beginning of each month. Like, yes, orders can change with LCs, but still you have an idea. So if you have an emerald leg that could be struggling, like, know that that's normal. Not every leg, is going to be perfect and everybody's going to be working. But pull projected volume and find out, how much volume is needed in each box. And talk to more people, sign more loyal customers, and help more people. And if you have to get it done, you get it done. You can totally do it 100%. I have no doubt in my mind.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Projected
Great.
volumes, Chelsea, that's a really good topic. I'm glad you brought it up. I wonder if maybe next Wednesday you can maybe screen share and show us something, or share a little bit more about what that means and what it looks like and how you use that to grow your business.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. That's a great tip.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chelsea.
Thank you.
Congrats on Double Diamond. You can totally do it. Double Diamond is like life-changing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously. Double Diamond was when I first got my first 5-figure check, and I literally freaked out. And I was like, I'm doing it this month, and I made it happen. So congrats. You're going to get it this month. So that's awesome.
Thank you. I'm super excited.
So exciting. I'm excited.
I think Double Diamond is like one of the best places to be in, you know what I mean? Like, it's when it comes to like promotions, the thing about Double Diamond is that, like, when you get to the level of Emerald, you need 2 strong leaders on your team. When you get to the level of Diamond, you still only need, I don't want to say only, but you really need 2 strong leaders on your team that you're working with. And to get to Double Diamond, it's the same 2 strong leaders to get you to Double Diamond. So you're still working with the same group. It's not till Triple Diamond that you need to bring in a whole other leg and a whole nother leadership team. And so if you can get to Emerald, I think Emerald is one of the hardest levels to get to. You can get to Diamond, because Diamond's just it's one more ruby away. And then to get to Double Diamond, if your Emerald goes Diamond and your ruby goes Emerald, then that's amazing. I know that I stayed at Diamond for 6 months before I went Double Diamond. But then when I did go Double Diamond, I was only there for 1 month, and I went straight to Triple Diamond. And so you want to start building that momentum. And like, I love that, Hannes, we were talking earlier, and it's like momentum, May momentum. Like, you need to build that momentum in May. So think about it. We used to be like May Madness, momentum and everything like that. So just keep focusing on building that momentum in your team, and it's amazing what can happen.
That's awesome. And you know what? I'm just going to say quickly, like, you guys, whether you are brand new and you're trying to get your first customers or your first distributors, maybe box for promotion, maybe you had some bad things happen, maybe people quit or whatever is going on, but anything can change. Like, we are May 3rd right now. I know for myself, I'm going for a big promotion this month, and I know that's up to me. I am super grateful. I have the most amazing team. I decided who my 5 leaders were going to be when I joined my business, and I'm super grateful that I have those 5 leaders, and then I have all the leaders underneath them, right? So the biggest thing with this business is just decide how bad you want it. I mean, I talked about this earlier with Jackie. Like, I am just blown away how, you have to be obsessed with your business, right? Like, you have to want it so bad. You have to eat, breathe, sleep. Well, I don't really sleep that much because I love this so much, right? But I found out the other day some super exciting news, and like, to me, I'm blown away what this company can do, and for all of us, right? So I want to thank everyone for getting on tonight. Jackie and Chelsea, if anyone else wants to say anything quickly, and then, I would love to do this every Wednesday with all of us. I think it's fun. The more, the better.
Can I say one thing that helped me in my business? I think somebody's not unmuted. There's some really weird noise.
I'm gonna figure that out right now.
But I want to say that one of the things that inspired me when I was growing my business, it's really loud. To bring somebody in who was going to be like an impressive leader. I needed to be an impressive leader. I needed to be a big fish. So you can't get big fish unless you are a big fish.
Yes.
And that's all mindset. I'm not talking about bank account. I'm not talking about what level you're at. You need to be confident, and you need to like have posture when it comes to this business and be confident and sure about it. And the way to do that is by showing up at events, listening to Show Me the Money calls, staying connected with Pam, getting to events and things like that. Then you really understand what you have your hands on. And when you're sharing it with people, your level of confidence is through the roof. They can see your confidence, and they're like, okay, that person knows where they're going. I want to go with them. And so people won't follow somebody if they don't know where they're going. They won't follow somebody who's unsure of themselves and maybe doing this week and maybe not next week. People are watching to see how serious you are about your business and how you feel about it. And that's what they're waiting for. And when they see that you're serious, then they're going to come to you for your business. So like everybody was saying, consistency is most important. And I love the tips that Chelsea said about being personal. Personal post and it works post. Personal post, it works post. They're both as important, and but like I just wanted to share that, like, if you want to bring in a big fish, you got to be a big fish. And that, I don't know, I think it's just a good way to think about it.
Your team does what you do. I see all the time people are saying, oh, my team doesn't bring in distributors, or my team's, don't worry. You have to focus on bringing in distributors. Then your team is going to follow what you do. Don't worry if someone isn't getting it, or, don't worry about stuff like that. Just decide that you're going to bring in 5 distributors this week, and you can do it, right? I mean, there's some people who bring in tons of customers and distributors, and the people who do that are just taking daily action and really learning what they need to do. It's not like they have some superpower, they just, they just really decide what they need. And, like that gal who's going, sorry, I don't know what your name, the girl who's going double diamond this month, but you know what? She's going to decide that she wants to get it done, and she will. She's that close. I mean, I've seen crazy people double promote in this business, and you can make it happen, but you have to say that you're going to make it happen, right? Like, you have to manifest it.
Stephanie Ash went from ruby to double diamond in March of 2013.
Amazing.
You can make magic happen.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us all on the call, Tanis.
That was so fun. Thanks, guys. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, double diamond this month.
All right, Janelle's going double. That's awesome. Go, girl. I want everybody to promote. Like, I love working with Sidelines. I mean, I chat with everybody. Like, Jackie, I chat with some of your girls today. I love this business. The more people it can help, the better. I love, connecting with other people and, getting on different Zooms and power hours. I met a great triple diamond friend in the business. She's in Idaho or something, and she and I chat lots too, and we share each other's tips and everything. So, thanks so much, you guys, for being on tonight. And I'm super excited for this month. I know I'm running for and be your own runner, right? Like, if you want to make $500, if you want to make $10,000, or you want to make whatever you want to make, you can totally do it. But you have to decide that you're just going to get to work and, manifest it and put out what you want back in your business. So, yeah. Thanks, guys.
And if you have questions about charting,
Thank you.
If you guys have questions about charting, go to your upline, go to your diamond upline, reach out to somebody, because honestly, do not feel silly about not knowing the answers. You're not supposed to know them. This is you have to understand that we're here to teach you and train you. I know that when Tanis was promoting, I went over and showed her how to chart a few times before she understood it. Someone had to show it to me a few times and chart for me to explain it to me. You're not supposed to know. It's okay. And lots of times, if you've been in this business a while, we forget things too. We can always look it up and stuff like that. So connect with somebody, ask questions, never feel silly about asking questions. only feel silly that you didn't ask them, because we are here to help you and we want to be able to do that. We want to help you change your own life. So thank you, Tanis, for having us all. Thanks
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank
Bye, guys.
Thank you. And yeah, I'm excited.
you.
I'm excited for next week. So maybe we can discuss on all our team pages what people want to chat about next week, and we can discuss. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
You too.